Dragon provides several voice commands to perform calculations in Microsoft Excel. You can sum, subtract, multiply, and more, all by voice. In this video, you will learn the various Dragon voice commands that enable you to perform calculations in your Excel spreadsheets. However, please note that depending on your version of Dragon, some of these examples may not be available to you. Let's start with the sum and add voice commands and how they can be used. It's important to note that if Dragon misinterprets a command you dictate, it may write out some unintended text. If this happens, immediately use the press escape command to revert the cell back to its original state. Also, as is always the case, it is best practice to dictate the command phrase as a single phrase with no pauses in between. As I always say, the best way is to think about what you want to say before you say it. Let's first look at the sum command. Go to cell F4. To sum the previous cells and have the result placed in the active cell, we can dictate the following. Sum previous 3 cells in this row. Sum previous 2 cells in this row. Undo that. You'll note that we can use the undo that command to reverse a successfully dictated command. Go to cell F8. You can also sum a range of cells. Sum cell C4 to cell E7. Go to cell C8. You can also sum the values above. You will notice that Dragon ignores the text. Sum the values above. Go to cell D8. Alternatively, you can be more precise with a command such as sum previous 2 cells in this column. The add command can be used to add the values of 2 specific cells. For example, to add the quantity of apples and pears in stock, we could dictate the following. Go to cell B11. Add cell B4 and cell B6. Or, to add the numbers of apples sold on Monday and Wednesday, we could dictate add cell Charlie 4 and cell Echo 4. Now, let's look at how we can subtract the values. To subtract values, you can use the subtract command. For example, to find the profit for apples, we would subtract the wholesale price from the retail price. Go to cell E4 and dictate subtract cell B4 from cell C4. And to find the profit for coffee, we could dictate the following. Go to cell Echo 6. Subtract cell Bravo 6 from cell Charlie 6. Let's move back up to the cell E6. Move up. You will notice that in the formula bar, the correct formulae has been created. It's also useful to note that when attempting calculation commands, Dragon may respond more efficiently if you use the NATO alphabet to represent the letters. Next, let's look at how we can multiply and divide values. To multiply the values, you can use the multiply command. For example, to find the revenue for apples, we would multiply the sales by the retail price. Go to cell E4 and dictate. Multiply cell Bravo 4 by cell Charlie 4. We can also dictate multiply commands that are a combination of cell values and numeric values. For example, to quickly see the result of the value in A9 multiplied by 20 and show the answer in cell F3, we could dictate the following. Go to cell F3. Multiply cell Alpha 9 by 20. Again, if we move up, you'll notice that in the formula bar, the correct formula has been created. Move up. To divide the values, we can use the divide command. For example, to calculate the number of apples divided by the number of types and have the answer placed in the cell C9, you can dictate the following. Go to cell C9. Divide cell Alpha 9 by cell Bravo 9. We can also dictate division commands that are a combination of cell values and numeric values. For example, to quickly see the result of the value in A9 divided by 20, we can dictate the following. Divide cell Alpha 9 by 20. Next, let's look at how we can calculate averages. Dragon provides us with the average command to calculate averages. Here are a few examples of how it can be used. To calculate the average sales of apples and place the answer in the cell E4, we would first go to cell E4 and then dictate the command average the values on the left. Go to cell E4. Average the values on the left. You can also be more specific. For example, to find the average sales of bread from Tuesday and Wednesday, we would dictate the following. Average cell C5 to cell D5. To calculate the average of all cells and place the answer in the cell E8, we would dictate the following. Go to cell E8, average cell B4 to cell D7. And to calculate the average number of items sold on Monday, go to cell B8, average the values above.